Okay, so you're a Sag Sun, Libra rising, and Pisces moon. But what phase of the moon were you born under? That's the part of the soul path that is invaluable. Steve Forrest explains the 8-phase system he developed in the Book of the Moon. The audiobook is out. You don't need any charts to understand it. It's available on Audible with no subscription necessary or on Apple Books. Welcome in to July and to the Fun Astrology Podcast and to a new week. It's Monday, July 1st. Thomas Miller, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a really pretty good-looking chart this week. Kristen will check in here in a bit with the Lucky Stars weekly forecast outlook. If you're in the Lucky Stars Club, you should have your video and have studied it because some lucky days are coming up, as Kristen will mention. The video emails went out last Sunday, a week ago, so you should well have had it in hand. But now a new month of that is upon us. We have a new moon on Friday, and by and large, I think this week looks pretty good overall. I mean, we have a lot of trines in the chart, a lot of trines and sextiles, a lot more trines and sextiles than squares and oppositions. So that right there, just from a macro energetic perspective, how should that make the collective feel? Your coworkers, your family, your friends, etc. Well, maybe a little bit lighter. The moon, speaking of, begins the week in Taurus, and one lunar aspect today, and one standout on the chart when you look at today's chart, is that the moon is approaching to Mars, and it hits Mars right on the lips at 12:42 Eastern. That's a conjunction for those of you who demand astrological terminology. We try to avoid it around here. Mwah! Mars and the moon could be a trigger of some tension, but it is in Taurus. So I guess on the high side of that, it could be some really good, powerful grounding today. You obviously get to choose for yourself, but we have to also involve the collective, and there could be a little bit of snap anger around that on the shadow side. Then the rest of the week, the moon is in Gemini on Tuesday, goes home in Cancer on Thursday, and is in Leo by the weekend. So a good trek for the moon this week. The other big news of the week, is that Neptune, tomorrow morning at 7:53 a.m. Eastern, goes retrograde, joins Saturn and Pluto. That will be our focus tomorrow morning. It's in retrograde all the way until December 7th. Another one that is not this week, but is one to put on your radar, is around, July 16th. Mercury starts to edge into the shadow period for its basically whole month of August retrograde. You say, now wait a minute, it's only 3 weeks. Well, the retrograde is August 5th through 28th. It's going to be building for the first 5 days. We might as well just call August a Mercury retrograde month. Something else that happens in July is we start to build a presence in the sign of Leo, as Mercury will move into Leo tomorrow. Venus moves in on the 11th. And, of course, the Sun will move into Leo on the 22nd. Now, another one to watch here. Mars moves into Gemini. That's on the 20th of July, but that is going to potentially might lead to some conflict in various areas. Gemini, one of the 3 divided signs, probably the most of the 3. I'm not concerned about us. I'm concerned about the collective here. We'll figure it out with things like new launches and new products and new communication or travel-related things, taking a trip, having a great time. But the collective could have some challenges around this one. But broadly, just looking again at the macro energy this week, I see a lot more blue on my chart, which indicates the favorable aspects. With all we've been through, that cannot be bad. I mean, think about it. Here's what we have. The structure of what we have is Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. That's a water sign. Trining everything in Cancer, which is the Sun, Venus, and Mercury. We'll break these down as the week goes by, but that's basically a very conscious, watery connection to source. If you're getting some intuitive prompts and downloads and new inspirations, this is exactly why. This is the energy we're in. Then we have, at least for the next couple of days, the Moon, Mars, and Uranus in Taurus. So that means those 3 planets in Taurus are in sextiles to the Pisces Cancer group. So let me just go down the list. Saturn, Neptune, the Moon, Mars, Uranus, the Sun, Venus, and Mercury are in some kind of way in a positive aspect to each other. one way or another. That only leaves Jupiter and Pluto, and they're actually not in bad aspects of themselves. So before we go to Kristen, let's just set a keyword for this week from my perspective, and that would be, I've been going more with keyword phrases than keyword words. I would say tune into the home office. The inspiration this way, okay, let's boil it down to one keyword, inspiration. Now, let's check in with Kristen for the Lucky Stars forecast, and she looks at things completely different. The Lucky Stars calculations are different calculations than what I'm describing for the collective. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Thomas, and happy July, astrology friends. I hope everyone took advantage of the lucky day last week. Today, we are starting off with a cautionary day and have a challenging day on Wednesday. However, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I have all tagged as lucky days, so definitely take advantage of this new moon energy. It is perfect for manifesting in. I hope you all have a lucky week.
And thank you so much, Kristen. You as well, and thank you for guiding us through these Lucky Stars. We've had some incredible testimonials on these, which I'll be sharing this week as well. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you have a great one, a great July ahead, and we will see you back tomorrow for Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, starting to go backwards in the sky.